Hello, I'm Michael Rugier, CEO and co-founder of Airponix. By 2030, we will need 35% more food, 40% more water, and 50% more energy. That is a significant challenge. There are currently no solutions, and new radical innovation is required, particularly to feed the world in the future. Hydroponics is currently being used when, instead of using soil, the roots grow directly in fluid. The system has actually been in use for thousands of years. The Incas and Aztecs developed a system of floating gardens based on hydroponics. Alternatively, there is Airponix, invented by our CTO, John Brewer, in the late 1970s, which is used now by spraying the roots of plants with a nutrient-containing mist or spray. Both of these mechanisms are ineffective and can only be economically used on high-value crops, such as leafy greens like lettuce. However, we have a solution to the huge challenge I described earlier. A smart, soil-less agricultural system. Our USP is the ability to create the tiniest of fog droplets in the form of a fog, capable of getting nutrient-rich water directly through the root hairs and leaves. No other technologies are capable of achieving this, feeding every plant exactly what it needs, when it needs it, in a protected environment. The enabler is the use of a specifically adapted version of an industrial inkjet printhead. This one in my hand can produce up to 160 million droplets per second, as you can see in the video. Our technology and systems approach is far more sustainable, simpler, cheaper, and more reliable than any other, as allows every plant to perform optimally. Airponix avoids most of the risks and overcomes the many limitations of conventional agriculture, such as reducing water consumption by at least 85%, mitigating climate and weather risks, eliminating nutrient runoff and the need for fossil fuels and harmful chemicals, reduced food mouths, e.g. crops can be grown on city rooftops, and has far broader application than current airponics or hydroponic systems, as is economical for growing staple food crops. This has to be the future of farming. The global market opportunity for improving agricultural productivity is £250 billion. Even a tiny share of this market represents a huge opportunity. So where are we now? We've proven the technology with one of the UK's largest potato growers. Using data from that trial, we estimate that we could grow 500 tons of baby potatoes per acre per year when conventional is only 11. Our ongoing R&D program of growth enhancement technologies could potentially increase yields by a further 400%. We have established many relationships, partnerships, and supply agreements. So what's our plan for taking this forward? We are first expanding our product range in the UK to grow 5 crops in partnership with growers. We will then move into international markets, focusing on the Middle East, Australia, and the US. In parallel, we'll bring costs down with the goal to produce rice and wheat competitively in countries such as India and China, where much of the land is contaminated. Then we'll focus on climate-stressed markets, such as sub-Saharan Africa. 2.1 billion people globally are affected by drought. Our simple modular plug-and-play systems will offer local communities the ability to produce their own food, stemming the migration we are already seeing. How do the financials look? There is potential for significantly greater profits for farmers and growers, hence major multi-million-pound revenue opportunities in the UK and internationally, plus significant game-changing social impacts. There are many different revenue streams, models, such as license fee plus royalty on sales or pay per use for third world countries. So who is the team? A first-class team with 200 years of joint experience between us, including establishing successful startup businesses, horticulture, operations, myself turning disruptive, novel ideas into reality with Shell Game Changer for 7 years, commercial and legal, and John, the inventor and father of Airponix, obtained the world's first patents, including designing a system for NASA's Mars mission in the early 80s. Our ask, we are seeking £1 million of smart capital for ongoing product development to accelerate commercialization and internationalization to allow us to exploit this multi-billion opportunity. Thank you.